Hello world, Shelly here, and I'm super stoked to do an eye look with this iconic London Treat Yourself eyeshadow palette. Why am I so stoked? Because it is total coincidence that I'm wearing green today, and I was so expecting to open this up and see another bunch of orange eyeshadows. Look at this! So excited! It's total coincidence, and I'm totally excited about it because this is right up my alley. Thank you, Ipsy and Boxycharm. So, we got the Ipsy, the Glam Bag, the Boxycharm, and dun da da da, it's an icon box quarter. So, I'm going to give a quick run through of what Ipsy has sent me. A few selections from the Glam Bag, the Boxycharm, and the icon box. And thank you, Ipsy, for sending these free of charge in PR as part of their creator program. I appreciate you, and I'm so glad to have this eyeshadow palette. So I buy Iconic London whenever I go over to Ireland. I love like picking it up there because they've got like the big displays in the booths, and I always enjoy shopping them. I've had good luck with Iconic London things. We have a couple different Iconic London things. I will put a timestamp right there on the screen. I don't know what accent that is. I've been watching the Olympics. I'm wired up today. Like we're a couple caffeines in. So if you want to skip to the eye look, I will put that on the screen. I feel like there's a cat hair on this side of my face, and I do not see a cat hair. I see no fuzzies, but I feel it. So if I keep clawing at my face, you know why. Yeah. Oh, I feel something. Oh, it's gonna drive me insane. I'm gonna lose my mind. One moment, please. All right, let's take a look at what we got in our Glam Bag. This is the cutest. Between back to school and the Olympics, so cute. Look at this bag. These are like raised sewn on letters. They don't mess around with these bags. It's one of my favorite things. I have so many. I love them so much. And in our Glam Bag this time, I'm going to wear this today, the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. Yay. And some, I'm not going to wear this today because it's a matte primer, and I don't do matte. But Benefit Professional, you cannot go wrong with the Professional. It is one of my preferred primers. A couple brands I'm not familiar with, although I feel like I might have tried something from this brand before, Miel. This is the Honey Infused Sugar Scrub. And then we got from Femu the Ideal Intense Eye Cream. Now, your Glam Bag is going to come with 5 deluxe sized beauty samples. Now, this I think is the full size of the e.l.f. And you get to choose one of those products. It is $14 per month. So out of the Glam Bag, I am going to use the e.l.f. oil, then the Boxycharm. Oh, one more thing. From YC Collection, this is a highlight. It is a little too dark to be a highlight for me, but it looks cute. Now the Boxycharm. This is the next step up. So the Boxycharm, you get 5 full-size products, of which you get to pick 3 of them, and it is $30 per month. And in the Boxycharm, we got the eyeshadow palette from Iconic London. How did they know I was out of my texture spray? The Amika Undone Volume and Matte Texture Spray. I love their packaging. It's so fun. And then the other 3 products we got. Now, I'm super stoked. I don't know why I just yelled at you. Sorry. I love their packaging. Lunar Beauty. I like Manny MUA. I enjoy him. Moon Prism Liquid Blush. Look how adorable this box is with all of the little stars on there. It is vegan. It is cruelty-free. It is sealed on both ends. This is the shade Fuego Fuchsia. Now, my initial reaction is, oh my. But then there's like a part of my soul that is very excited for color. So let's see. Ooh. I don't want to throw that box away. That box is so cute. All right. That doesn't look too wild, right? But I have a cream blush that I think I'm going to use today. Let's just swatch this just in... Oh. All right, y'all. Oh, yeah. I mean, I obviously went in super heavy, but that's pretty. All right. I could deal with this shade. Just remember, go in a little bit lighter than I did on my hand. Because, oh, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, do I have anything yet from Lunar Beauty? I don't think I do. And I don't remember ever getting anything from Lunar Beauty in Ipsy. So, congratulations, Manny MUA, if you have just recently got yourself into the Ipsy world. Because that seems like an accomplishment or something. I don't know. But I enjoy Manny MUA. And I need to buy some Lunar Beauty. I'm on their mailing list. Like, I mean, their newsletter. They don't know who I am. I'm not on their PR list or anything. But I get their newsletter, their email newsletter. And so I follow what they're doing. I just haven't bought anything. So this might be the first thing I'm trying. I don't know. We also have from Farrah Cosmetics a gel eyeliner duo. And then from the Nuco Skin Filter Serum, all-in-one phytoretinol with AHA and hyaluronic acid. That sounds like a combination of things that I like. So that was my Boxycharm. That's not all the options. That's just a selection of the options. Now, that must be part of the... This must be in the icon box. So, this is a quarter for the icon box. And the icon box is an upgrade that you can opt for 4 times a year, once every 3 months. They would replace your Glam Bag or your Boxycharm with the icon box, which is curated, celebrity curated, and you get 8 full-size products worth up to $350. And if you choose to do the icon box, it is $60 per quarter, and that $60 replaces either your Glam Bag or your Boxycharm. So you wouldn't pay $60 plus that. It would replace, so instead of, if you're on the Glam Bag, instead of your $14 per month, that 4 times a year, it would be $60 a month, and you get the icon box instead. And I believe there is a way on their website that you can choose if you want to get them both, but I think the default is it replaces it. So anyway, this quarter's icon box is curated by Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. And the first thing I opened when I opened this box, Chrissy Teigen has cookies. It's a cookie mix. It's a chocolate chunk cookie mix. Just add egg and butter. So it's Cravings by Chrissy Teigen. I love a cookie, so I will probably be making those. And the other thing, I'm wearing it. I've been wearing it for about 45 minutes now. I need to look into this brand because I'm kind of digging them. Never heard of them. This is Commodity. The fragrance is Juice. Now, the thing that caught me initially was, so they have this thing called your scent space. And each of their fragrances is rated on the scent space. Basically, the sort of think of it as like the radius that is affected by the scent that you're wearing. And so they've got personal, which is pretty much like you and maybe someone you're sitting next to can smell it. Then there's expressive, which is what this Juice shade is, which is you and the people around you. And then there's bold. And so every one of their fragrances indicates what scent space it is existing within. And founded in 2013, we are a modern American perfumery that's rethinking fragrance. Modern in design and elemental in approach, we believe that simplicity is the new luxury. So this particular scent, Juice, is a scent that is rhubarb and strawberry, and I think it was raspberry, with a musk undertone. The only odd thing was it didn't say that on the box. So I wonder, like, how would you shop for this if you were I guess you just rely on, like, I was trying to think through, like, why would the packaging not say that? But I guess if you're online, you're going to have the description right there. And if you're in a store, you would presumably have a tester that you could smell. But it just seemed odd to me that the fragrance notes aren't on the box that I'm seeing anywhere. I think it was cedarwood as the base. It was a musk base. And so when I first applied it, that's what came through to me. And I love musk scents. That's what I gravitate toward. It's not fruity in the traditional fruity at all, which is good because I'm not a huge fan of fruity. Yeah, fruity's okay. I like fruity better than floral, but I don't want to smell like a raspberry. You know what I'm saying? So they also said that the way their fragrances are designed, you know, what you smell initially on first impression is different from what you'll smell 10 minutes later. It is different from what you'll smell hours into wearing it. And that has been true. I'm only approaching an hour, I would say, right now. But it was initially very musky. And then, once it settled into my body chemistry, you know, 15 minutes into the scent experience, it became, I could smell the berry. Like it was an undernote of berry to me. Like probably strawberry was coming through the most, but not overly sweet, but just a hint of that fruity berry scent. And then as like now it has like brought itself up and we're on a lighter, like a clean sort of note where I feel like the rhubarb is what's taken over. I'm really intrigued and it smells really good and I'm very excited about this because I don't know, I have a few favorite fragrances and I want to be a fragrance person, but I have a hard time finding things I like. And I really like this. I really, really like this. And it's doing exactly what they said, which makes me feel like if they are accurately describing their product, which is very hard to do when it comes to fragrance, because especially since fragrance is such a subjective thing, that I can probably rely on their other descriptions because they've described this so well. So yeah, very excited about that. We also have brushes in the icon box this time. This is from the brand Lithe, Lithe, Lithe. I don't know. They appear to be a Canadian company. Go Canada. I know it's Oh Canada, but go Canada. Go Canada. Woohoo! The brushes are manufactured in China. Not the softest brushes I've ever felt in my life. We're going to use them today, but I will say I like the shapes of them. So like this one here is dense and very much reminds me of one of the KVD Beauty concealer brushes that I had. I say had because I don't know what happened to it. I loved that brush. This looks like a perfect density for blending the lower lash line. These, like this one I think would actually be nice for a highlighter brush on the cheeks. And then we have a flat shadow brush, medium density for, I would say it's going to be like a blurring packing brush for the lid of the eye. This one, it's a blending brush, but the shape is so wide and not tapered that I find that these just don't work for my crease because I have such a hooded area that I need to be able to tuck into, and that splay is too much for me. This one is bigger. I'm not sure what I would use these two for. I love the matte handles on these. I feel like they're just grippy enough and they feel really nice in the hand. The only thing is that they have a real chemically smell. Ooh, a very chemically smell. And I might wash these before I use them. We'll see. In the rest of the icon box, you get this really cool little sort of news thing with your celebrities and some stories. There's a little date night thing in there. Some self-care information. I'm going to use this today as well. Another iconic London product. I had a hard time getting this thing open, y'all. The only downside, a lot of the iconic London packaging with the mirrors, there's my camera, it's always going to be fingerprinty. Like, that's how some of the other things I have. This is really hard to open. I'm afraid. Oh, I almost broke my nail. Oh, I'm gonna need my scissors. This can't be normal. This, I have to pry this thing open. There it goes. So I don't think that's normal, but this is a blush highlight bronzer cream palette, and they look just cool toned enough that they're not going to be too orangey on me, so we're going to try that out today. Also in this box from JLo, we've got the Biso Balm Ultra Hydrating Lip Mask. And we've got a First Aid Beauty Radiance Pads. That's for your chemical exfoliation, glycolic and lactic acid in this case. We've also got from Morphe the Continuous Setting Spray. And this one is with ceramides and antioxidants. Then we've got, ooh, this is heavy, from MZ Skin by Dr. Mariam Zamani. New to me, not familiar with this. Calming moisturizer. There we go. I have to look because it's so heavy. Oh. Yes, glass jar. Very nice. And then, we're not done yet. We got, I think this is this the last thing? No, there's lotion too. Grown Alchemist. I've liked everything I've tried from this brand so far. The Regenerating Gel Mask. Pomegranate extract, green tea, natural formulations for supporting your skin's biological beauty, and the Love Dough One Exfoliating Cleanser. So we are knocking it out of the park. There's some good stuff here in all of the Ipsy this month. I'm very excited. Let's do my face. Need some caffeine. So, oh, I really want to use that Lunar Beauty blush. Holy cow, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, so I'm currently filming the Unleashia cushion foundation, the glass skin cushion. So that's what I've already got on my mug here. Now, this as a highlight is going to be way not light enough for me. The pink of this blush is really pretty. I feel like the deepest bronze shade I might be able to pull off like a little bit of contour with it. Let's just try. Because I use the e.l.f. Putty Primer in a shade very similar to this to do just a little contour, and it works really well. And then I just blend upward. Yeah, this is what I hoped it would be color-wise. You do not need much at all. That is just like one little touch into the pan. I'm going to touch one more time. And I just follow like under that bone, under my cheekbone. I kind of just anchor my finger there and use that as my guide. I know there's all kinds of things about how like as you get older, you should like fake draw everything higher up so you get some lift going on. But I just like to follow my what is it? My bone structure. That seems to be what works. So, alright, so there's a little contour. Okay, for blush, no, let's do the bronzer part. Ooh, do I want to do the lighter one or the middle one? Let's start with the lighter one. Let's just go for it. Let's do the middle one. I don't know if it's going to be too dark. So, no, it's not too dark. I need bronzers that lean a little bit red, which is why I really like that contour shade being involved here, because it has a little bit of a reddish brown undertone to it, and I like that. Alright, let's get some bronzer up here. I will have my bangs down, so I don't have to put bronzer up here, but I like to just do my whole forehead. We've had this conversation before. I feel like if something were to happen and I, I don't know, got caught in a rainstorm or something, and I ended up pulling my hair out of my forehead, pulling my bangs back, I just wouldn't want half my face to have no makeup on. So I still do my makeup on my forehead, even though it's all covered up by my hair. I like this shade. I'm doing the middle one. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's actually, I feel like that's a pretty accurate representation of what it looks like when I do have some sun. Although it's been so long since I've actually had actual sun that maybe I don't even know what color I turn. I don't really tan at all. I burn and I peel and I go back to being red. So I kind of want to use the Lunar Beauty. I can say this formula is beautiful, blending, lovely, love. I think I'm going to use I have to use the Lunar Beauty. Is this so hard to open because it's trying to keep the creams fresh? I don't know, maybe that is the case. But that's really hard to open. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Even though the pink in there is my kind of pink, I just feel like this is necessary. I'm gonna go very lightly in here with like, oh, that's probably even too much. Oh, I kind of want a brush. Do I have a brush that's gonna work for this? Let's use my regular blush brush. Oh, it's fuchsia for sure. It looked less fuchsia. Oh, but it's pretty. Oh, yes. Let's get this before we have like too much of a dry down. Yes. Someone's in my house. I don't know who. I'm guessing a repair person of some kind. I did not know one was coming. If you hear voices, that's what you're hearing. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. And that blended out just fine. That blended out just fine. I'm just going to come in here and tap out a line. Make sure we didn't go too far down, and I feel a cat hair again, so we're just gonna tap. So we're itching the cat hair out of existence, hopefully. I try to do this with my makeup sponge because I don't want to scratch away my makeup. You know. Alright. There we go. Starting there with the face. Now, I have to use a different eye primer today because my MAC paint pot is in my makeup bag, which is in my bedroom because I haven't unpacked because I'm about to pack again, so why bother unpacking? So we're going to use the Alter Ego. I used the foundation as concealer a little bit, which is what you saw creasing in my eyelids, which is why I don't use concealer as my eye primer because it creases on me, but this does not. All right, let's get into this eyeshadow palette. I've not really thought about what I want to do with it. It kind of gives me like some Natasha Denona, the retro vibes with these here. That green and that cotton candy shade. I think what I want to do is kind of some of this green, some of this rosy glitter, and then the light pinker glitter. Those will be my main glitters. And I think I'm going to do cotton candy and this butter wouldn't melt. I don't know how that makes any sense with a green shade. But taffy down here. Ooh, that toffee whip shade, like these three, this row at the bottom. Oh, this palette's really pretty. We're just gonna have to see, because I might change my mind on some things as we go. All right, let's take a look at, I want my Wayne Goss number 3 to start. I think I'm gonna start with that cotton candy, that taupey shade for my, ooh, let me zoom you in a little bit. That way you can see what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna start with that cotton candy shade. And that'll be my transition. That's pretty. I'm gonna take my BK Beauty A501 from the Angie Hot and Flashy collab and use that second matte, that Butter Wouldn't Melt, as my crease. Might be a little too light. Yeah, this one's a little too light for the crease. Okay, let's do Taffy, that bottom one that I was looking at. Yeah, that'll work. I think I'm going to take this bottom corner Berry Sundae and do that in the outer corner, and then we're going to go green sprinkles. I know it's focusing on my face instead of the palette. We'll do that green and then the pink lemonade right above it. So Berry Sundae with that lithe brush, the one that is kind of the flat packer of them. I'm going to do that in the outer corner. I'm going to take my MAC 233 into that green shade. Comes out as more of an earthy green on the eye than it looks in the palette. Earthy, kind of a mint shade. So it is not as dark as I anticipated. And I'm just going to flip to the other side of that brush and use that pink lemonade shade in the front. This is giving me total Natasha Denona retro vibes, these shades. Very much so. I wish there was one like cooler toned matte, because these mattes are all pretty warm and these shimmers are pretty neutral to cool. And I know that you can make it work with some good balance between the two, but I feel like I just want one cooler matte shade. All right, I need some depth. So let's get our Wayne Goss number 19, because my 20 is in my bag. And I'm going to do the darkest brown, the one in here called Fudge Cake. And we are going to try to deepen this up just a little bit. I'm going to take just a little bit on my fingertip of this toffee whip in the pan. It doesn't look quite as gold. It looks like it's almost got like a, I don't know how to describe it, to tell you the truth, almost like a greenish undertone. It is coming across more gold on the eye, I suppose. Here's my struggle with this palette. I feel like the color curation when they assembled these choices of colors was done based on what they look like in the pan, because the color curation in the pan looks fantastic, but the shades don't translate onto the eye the same way. And because of that, they don't go together as well, because I would rather it be curated based on what they look like on the eye, even if the color curation in the pan doesn't look as good, because once you try the shades, then you know what to expect on your eyes. Because this does not look anything like I envisioned it would be based on what it looked like in the pan. Does that make sense? Which, it's still fine. I don't not like it. It's just not anything like I thought it was going to be, which is why I picked the Lunar Beauty blush, because this looked like it was going to be cooler toned, and everything is just a bit warmer toned, and they don't, it's still pretty. They just don't go together the way they look like they're going to go together. And for so much green, they aren't as green as I expected. Anyway, it's all good. All right, let's get some inner corner highlight going on. I'm just going to use that. There's a white matte in here that I'm just going to pop a little bit to wake myself up. All right, let me tightline and mascara. I will be right back. And here is the finished look. Okay, so I did go back in with my fingertip and applied a little bit of the pink shade Sweet Talker to tone down some of the warm tone on the lid, and I think that did what I wanted it to do. Now we have some balance. My tightline, I used the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus. My mascara is What's Up Beauty. Watch me. I love the brush on this mascara. I did use the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oil, and on top of that I put just a smidge of the Lawless Forget the Filler in Cherry Vanilla, because I wanted to warm it up, get a little more pinky to match the lid there. My brows are the e.l.f. Brow Lift. So, what are my thoughts on all the things? The eyeshadow palette, beautiful glitters, beautiful blending, quality is fantastic. I just wish the shades color curation was based more on what it looks like on the eyes than the lids. I love this fragrance. It is now settling into that musk scent again. We're getting deeper again. I'm really intrigued by this. Total thumbs up on the Lunar Beauty blush. This is a perfect pink for me. Also, definitely loving. Do you see all the fingerprints? And they don't come off. Like, you can't get it to be shiny again. That's the only thing I don't like about this packaging. But they're beautiful. Tones, beautiful. What else did I wear? Was that all the things? I think that was all the things. All right. All right. Good job on Ipsy. My hair's gonna need this in a couple of days. We got some good stuff this time. The brushes, they're okay. They're okay. Would I buy them just because of the shapes? If I could buy them one by one, yes, because I would buy a few of them. The few that I mentioned, the concealer one, the lower lash line brush would definitely be yeses. The packer's not enough of a packer, but it's too much of a blender. Like, so I don't think I'd buy that one. The two with the shape that don't taper at the end, I wouldn't buy those because I don't buy that shape of eye brush for my shape of eyes. But that's my thoughts on the brushes. Overall, I think we ended up in a good place. I do like my makeup today. It's not what I thought it was going to be, but isn't that kind of how it goes half the time anyway? You don't quite get what you thought you were going to do, but you end up in a good place anyway. So there you have it. That is our August. How is it already August? Ipsy, Glam Bag, Boxycharm, and Icon Box. Thank you again to Ipsy for sending me them in PR. I appreciate you. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. Yeah. Let me know. What'd you get in your Ipsy? Did you get anything different? Do you like Iconic London? Do you use their stuff on the regular? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.